Crimson, Space Crusader.
It had been a whole week since Captain Crimson escaped through the black hole in the comic and landed up in our house. And I have to tell you, that was one nightmare week, with knobs on. Well, think about it. Could you hide a 6-foot space hero from your family? Exactly. Thank goodness it was the holidays. I don't know what would have happened if I'd have been at school all day. Amy was the only other person I'd dare tell about Captain Crimson. I was too scared to tell Wiz or Dad. I thought they'd be furious with me for bringing him here. And besides, the captain was convinced he'd be able to get back to his ship before anyone else found out. But he'd sent masses of distress signals and none of them got through. It nearly drove me crazy trying to keep Captain Crimson fed. He was always hungry. The first morning he ate a whole packet of cornflakes, including the box. And before I could stop him, he started on a tin of soup from the outside. They only have food pills on the Galileo, so once he started eating real food, he just didn't want to stop. All clear, quick before Dad comes in. You won't need that much butter.
I might.
Jam or marmalade?
Yes, please.
It has to be one or the other.
Why? You have plenty of both.
Quick, dive!
Morning, short stuff.
Morning, Dad.
What on earth is that doing there? Oh no, what's this?
What? Oh dear.
How can I return it in this state?
It's not a library book, is it?
Why, did you do this?
Dad. Of course not.
Well, how did it happen then? Oh God, I'll never be able to go there again. My life is ruined. It'll be all over between us before it's even started. She'll think I did it. She'll call me a vandal, a library loony.
And who is she?
She is
Yes.
Miss Clough the librarian, actually.
Ooh, what's she like?
Well, she's sort of,
A spinato with knobs on?
a spinata in a bucket with solid gold knobs on.
You've gone all soppy. Listen, I'll take the book back and say the dog got it.
We haven't got a dog. Look, besides, no, I couldn't live with myself if I sent a boy to do a man's job. No, I shall take my punishment like a man. Tell Wiz I've gone out, will you?
You're not going now, are you? Dad, it's Thursday. Deadline day. You've only got a couple of hours to finish the Captain Crimson story.
You can't finish something you haven't started, son. And besides, I couldn't do anything with this book business hanging over me. No.
But Dad!
No, it's all right. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a cat's banana.
Would this be a good time to get something to eat?
Thomas! In here! Morning, Captain.
Morning.
Your dad let me in. Or rather, he left the front door open as he raced out. Where was he going in such a hurry?
The library.
Again? But it's Thursday. What about the Captain Crimson story? Has he finished it yet?
He hasn't even started it.
Banish your anxieties, people. I shall write this week's story.
It's not quite that simple, Captain. You see...
But I am Captain Crimson. Who better to write a Captain Crimson story than the hero himself?
You see, Dad hasn't done a thing. Sweet zippity-doo-dah.
Picture sticks into high space overdrive. Let's start drawing.
Start drawing what?
Me, naturally.
But what are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm being handsome, heroic, and hungry.
OK, so this week's story is going to be about you being hungry.
Yes, but in a dashing, fearless, I'm going to save the planet, so polish me a medal sort of way.
But why are you hungry?
Ask Thomas why he doesn't give me enough food.
No, why you're hungry in the story.
Oh, because the Galileo's supply of food pills have been completely ruined.
Sounds good. And who would have told you about it?
The officer who was responsible for the food pills.
And who is that?
Lieutenant Ribbit, of course.
Lieutenant Ribbit. Good.
Yes, but what happened to your food supplies?
Well, it would have to be something on a fairly mammoth scale to knock out all our food reserves.
What if you were attacked by someone?
Or something.
Oh, I know. What about a huge fire in the area where you keep the food?
Ace! And where'd you keep it?
Where? In the food storage area, of course.
So, the first picture could be you and Lieutenant Ribbit looking at the food supplies.
Yes,
When would you run out of food?
when there's no more food left.
But when would that be? Don't you have any spare food pills stashed away anywhere?
Oh, I see. No, we keep everything in the one storage compartment, so if there was a fire, we'd run out of food immediately. Memo 2, Ribbit, from the captain. Split food storage so the supplies are not concentrated in one area.
What can I do for you?
Well, I'm really, really sorry, Miss Clough, but someone appears to have, bitten this book.
That's outrageous. Why would anyone want to bite a book? Did you do this?
No.
Who did do it then?
I don't know, but it certainly wasn't me.
I see. And when did you discover this incident?
Well, it was this morning. I went to the fridge to get some orange juice, and that's I found the book in the fridge.
I don't believe I heard you properly. Where did you say you found it?
Well, it was in the fridge, but I didn't put it there, and I did not bite it.
Stand over there, please.
So, how would you get some food supplies?
Well, in an emergency, we'd set course for the nearest planet, and our science officer would find us something to eat. But it could take several days to get there.
We could write something like, "At last, the Galileo reached her destination. Not a moment too soon, for the landing party were feeling hungry."
Feeling hungry? You'd be a bit more than hungry if you hadn't eaten for days. And I know how they feel. I'm ravenous.
All right. The landing party were feeling ravenous.
Or famished?
Ravenous, famished, starving? They'd be feeling faint with hunger.
I like that.
Yeah, me too.
So let's put, the landing party were faint with hunger.
Bet they wouldn't complain.
We're space heroes. You won't catch us whining about a couple of missed meals. Any chance of a snack yet, short stuff?
Whether you bit that book or not is beside the point. Next. It was in your care. Next. Books are special and should be respected. Next.
I couldn't agree more, you see. I'm a writer myself.
And where do you think we'd be if everyone started doing it? Next. We'd be positively swamped with crunched classics, munched up manuals and nibbled novels. Next.
I'm sorry, Miss Clough. Really, truly, honestly, I'm really, really sorry. Please, take this and buy another copy.
Oh, very well. I'll put it in the library fund for replacement books. Thank you. Look, I'm sorry if I seemed a bit, well, angry.
Oh, that's all right. I quite understand.
I do hope I haven't put you off coming in here again.
Oh, no, of course not. No, far from it, no. I'm just sorry about the book.
I know. Goodbye.
Oh, sorry. She noticed me.
Okay, so you're up a tree picking fruit when
Suddenly there's a rumbling noise like thunder.
And a huge, hairy, smelly creature with giant pointed tusks pounds through the undergrowth towards you.
Oh no! It's a giant man-eating.
Mogolith! The Mogolith lowers his huge, mangy head and rubs his tusk against the tree trunk. The whole tree shakes. Ah! Dr. Laser loses her grip and tumbles to the ground. The Mogolith lets out an almighty bellow, lowers his head and opens his vast, gaping jaws. I hope you're getting this down.
And what happens to Dr. Laser?
I save her, naturally.
Phew. So I'll draw the Mogolith rubbing against the tree and Dr. Laser falling.
And calling for help.
Calling? If you were about to be munched by a Mogolith, you'd probably do more than call.
I'd shout.
Me too. Or maybe I'd yell.
You might even scream or wail.
Let's put, "Help me, Captain," yelled Dr. Laser.
And I'll save you, Dr. Laser, said Captain Crimson.
Said she'd never hear you over the sound of the Mogolith. I would have shouted, "I'll save you, Dr. Laser!"
He'd probably have bawled or even bellowed.
He might have howled.
I would have roared.
Right, so it's, "I'll save you, Dr. Laser," roared Captain Crimson.
The Mogolith looked up at me, threw back his head, and bellowed.
Anyone at home?
Quick, hide! In here, Dad.
OK, kiddo, let's clear the decks and got the Captain Crimson story to finish. Hey, what's this?
We weren't sure when you were coming back.
And, we didn't want you to get into trouble, so we had to go.
Well, it's brilliant.
The Adventures of Captain Crimson, Space Crusader. Disaster had struck the Galileo. A fire had raged through the food storage compartment and left the crew stranded without food.
There's nothing left to feed the crew.
Worried Ribbit,
We'll have to collect some fresh supplies fast.
declared the captain. The nearest food-bearing planet was Platos 9, but it was 3 cosmic light years away,
Platters 9, Widget, and make it snappy.
ordered Captain Crimson. It'll take us days, stated Widget. At last, the Galileo reached her destination. Not a moment too soon, for the landing party were faint with hunger,
Gotta eat.
Cheer up, people. Only a little while longer to wait.
remarked Captain Crimson. First Officer Optic showed everyone which food was safe to eat.
I wonder which bit you eat.
The captain puzzled.
I'm so hungry, I could eat the whole thing.
Laughed Widget. Suddenly, the landing party heard a distant rumbling. The ground shook and the trees quivered,
What's happening, Captain?
whimpered Ribbit.
Hold tight. It could be an earthquake.
The captain commanded. The creature hadn't noticed the landing party hanging in the trees above it,
Beware, it's a man-eating Mogolith.
whispered Optic.
Nobody move.
Captain Crimson insisted. The Mogolith lowered his huge mangy head and rubbed his tusk against the tree trunk,
Ow! Help me, Captain.
yelled Dr. Laser.
I'll save you, Dr. Laser.
Bellowed the captain. Captain Crimson quickly unwound the super-strength boomerang rope from his utility piffer.
I'll deal with this while you pull Dr. Laser clear.
The captain instructed. Optic and Widget stood by to protect the captain. He was tugging at something inside the Mogolith's mouth.
There, big fella. We'll soon have you sorted.
Soothed Captain Crimson. The captain pulled out a rotten tooth, and the Mogolith stopped roaring immediately,
If in doubt, whip it out.
announced Captain Crimson. The Mogolith was so grateful to have his toothache cured. He helped Captain Crimson and the landing party gather enough fruit to last them on their journey back to Starbase.
Thank you.
No need for thanks, my whiskery friend.
It's all in the day's work.
Dad was so pleased with the story that she gave Amy and I £5 for a mega blowout tea at the cafe where Wiz works. And that's where the trouble started, because Captain Crimson wanted to come too. We told him it was way too risky, and we promised him that we'd bring him back a cake. A large one. He seemed perfectly happy when we set off, but we'd forgotten that Captain Crimson was used to getting his own way.
Who's having the donut?
Oh, we couldn't decide, so we're sharing it.
Good idea. I'll get you a knife. Thanks.
Corey, Thomas.
Hi, Wiz.
Oi, you're supposed to wait to be served.
Sorry. Are these the instructions?
If you like. Tells you what we got.
You mean there's other things as well as those?
You can have pizza, pasta or snacks. All day breakfast or all day lunch. Sandwiches, salads, puddings, tea, coffee, juice, milkshakes, and more cakes and pastries than you can shake a stick at. So what you having? Well, do you fancy sweet or savoury?
Yes.
No, I mean, do you fancy cakes or...
Yes. Cakes. I definitely want cakes.
But which kind? Do you like cream? Can you eat nuts? Would you rather have chocolate on the top or icing? Pastry or sponge? With jam?
Yes. I want all of these things. I'll have pizza, pasta and snacks. Feed me big fried breakfasts and home-cooked lunch. Bring me sandwiches, salads and puddings. Brew me tea, blend me coffee, pour me juice, mix me milkshakes, serve me cakes, and rush me pastries. Please.
We've got a right one over there.
Sounds like somebody's enjoying their food.
Did you see how much stuff the waitress took to their table?
Oh no!
Here's your bill.
What is it?
It's £49.53p.
I don't think I have any pounds, and I definitely didn't have any peas.
Right, that's it. Call the police, Whiz. The bloke in number 3's refusing to pay. I knew he was trouble.
How did you get here?
I followed you. Can you deal with this?
I can't believe it. He's eaten nearly £50 worth of food.
Pounds? What are pounds?
Money to pay for the food. Honestly, Captain, how can you be so greedy?
Thomas, do you know this man?
Wiz,
Of course he knows me. I am Captain Crimson, Space Crusader.
Oh,
At your service, Mom.
Thomas.
Wiz, I can explain everything. Of course, we had to tell Wiz the whole story after that. She was all right about it once she got over the shock. She made Captain Crimson stand outside the cafe to drum up business. The extra customers more than made up for the cost of all the food that she'd eaten. Things were much easier after I told Wiz. Although we both agreed we shouldn't tell Dad, we didn't want to distract him any more than he already was. None of us had the faintest idea how to send the captain home again. So the best we could promise ourselves was that we'd try to keep him out of trouble from then on. Fat chance.
Who could believe that a trip to the bank would end with a robbery? What happens when Captain Crimson is taken hostage? When will Jeff realize that Gina secretly likes him? Where do we go from here? And why am I asking so many questions? All this and more with Captain Crimson. Watch this space.